The transformation of an idea into a law is a complex and multifaceted process involving numerous stages and key players. In the United States, this process is governed by the principles of checks and balances, ensuring that no single branch of government wields excessive power. At the heart of this process lies the legislative branch, comprising the House of Representatives and the Senate, collectively known as Congress. Every law in the United States originates as an idea, often stemming from a perceived need or issue within society. These ideas can emerge from various sources, including individual citizens, interest groups, government agencies, or even members of Congress themselves. Once an idea takes shape, it must navigate the intricate legislative process to become a law. The roles of Congress in this process are clearly defined by the Constitution. The House of Representatives, with its 435 voting members, represents the interests of the people within their respective districts, while the Senate, comprising 100 members, represents the interests of the states. Both chambers play a crucial role in the legislative process, ensuring that proposed laws undergo rigorous scrutiny, debate, and refinement. It's important to note that special interest groups, such as lobbying organizations, advocacy groups, or industry associations, can also exert significant influence on the legislative process. These groups often seek to sway policymakers and legislators using various tactics like campaign contributions, grassroots mobilization, and targeted messaging to promote their agendas and interests. The journey of a bill through Congress begins with its introduction in either the House of Representatives or the Senate. This initial step is typically undertaken by a member of Congress who sponsors the bill, often in response to constituent concerns, party priorities, or personal convictions. Once introduced, the bill is assigned a number and referred to the appropriate committee for review and potential amendments. Committees play a vital role in the legislative process, as they are responsible for thoroughly examining the proposed legislation, holding hearings, and gathering expert testimony and public input. During the committee stage, stakeholders from various backgrounds may be invited to provide testimony or submit written comments. This process allows for the bill to be refined and amended to address any concerns or issues that may arise, ensuring that it aligns with the broader interests of the nation. After the committee review, the bill proceeds to the floor of the respective chamber for debate and voting. This stage is often marked by intense discussions and rigorous scrutiny, as members of Congress have the opportunity to propose further amendments and engage in substantive debates about the merits and potential consequences of the proposed legislation. The voting procedures in Congress include both voice votes and roll call votes. A voice vote involves members verbally expressing their support or opposition, while a roll call vote requires each member's vote to be recorded individually. The latter method is typically used for more significant or controversial bills, as it ensures transparency and accountability. In the Senate, the filibuster is a powerful tool that allows a single senator or a group of senators to prolong debate and delay or prevent a vote on a bill. To overcome a filibuster, a cloture motion can be filed, which requires a supermajority of 60 votes to limit further debate and proceed to a final vote. This mechanism highlights the delicate balance of power within the legislative branch and the importance of compromise and consensus building. Once a bill has passed in one chamber, it moves to the other chamber for consideration. If the bill passes in both the House and the Senate, a joint resolution is required to reconcile any differences between the two versions of the bill. This process often involves a conference committee, where representatives from both chambers work to merge the bills and reach a compromise. After both chambers of Congress have agreed on the final version of the bill, it is sent to the President for review and action. The President has several options at this stage. Signing the bill into law, veto, or pocket veto. Signing the bill into law. If the President agrees with the proposed legislation, they can sign the bill, thereby enacting it into law. This action represents the culmination of the legislative process as the bill becomes part of the nation's legal framework. Veto. If the President disagrees with the bill, they can exercise their veto power and reject the legislation. A presidential veto can be overridden by a two-thirds majority vote in both the House and the Senate, though this is a rare occurrence due to the high threshold required. Pocket veto. If Congress adjourns within the 10-day period during which the President is required to sign or veto a bill, the President can choose not to take any action. This inaction results in a pocket veto, effectively killing the bill without the President's signature or formal veto. It's worth noting that riders, which are additional provisions attached to a bill, can also play a role in the legislative process. These riders may address unrelated issues or serve as bargaining chips during negotiations between the different branches of government. While sometimes controversial, riders can facilitate compromise and enable the passage of legislation that might otherwise face significant opposition. Throughout the legislative process, special interest groups and lobbyists continue to exert their influence, advocating for or against proposed legislation. Their efforts can shape the final outcome of a bill, highlighting the complex interplay between various stakeholders in the lawmaking process. Effective lobbying can mobilize public support, sway lawmakers' opinions, and ultimately impact the trajectory of a bill as it navigates the legislative maze. The path from an idea to a law is a long and winding one, involving multiple stages of review, debate, and compromise. It is a testament to the principles of checks and balances and the democratic ideals upon which the United States was founded. By understanding this process, citizens can gain a deeper appreciation for the intricate machinery that governs the nation's laws and policies, and recognize the importance of active civic engagement in shaping the legislative agenda. Furthermore, the legislative process serves as a microcosm of the broader democratic principles that underpin the American system of government. It highlights the delicate balance of power between the various branches, the importance of representation and public discourse, and the need for transparency and accountability. As citizens, it is our responsibility to stay informed and engaged, ensuring that the laws that govern our society reflect the collective will and values of the people.